Welcome back to another quick Anno 1800 news video. DLC 12, the New World Rising, the Old Town Cosmetic DLC, the free game update 16, and the fourth scenario. They're all coming next week on December 8th, and we continue to get even more news about it. By the way, actually even the early access has started for a few streamers on Twitch. It's not on YouTube, it's on Twitch. But I will of course post in the video description below a couple of links if you want to check it out. For example, Fox, a great min-maxer, has started to play with it. On the other hand of the spectrum, if you're more into beauty building, Aestris has started to also play with it, and in particular play with the cosmetic DLC. But actually today in this video we're going to focus on the fourth scenario. If you follow my channel, you probably know that I really like those new scenarios. They've already introduced 3 different ones, and on the channel we have a number of videos, guides, let's plays to show the scenario. I'm showing you, for example, how to get the gold medal, also how to get the new badges that they introduced in the last DLC. And we have this fourth scenario that's coming in this next update called Pride and Peddlers. And the reason I'm really excited with this scenario is because they always bring a really new twist to the game. This is still Anno 1800, but with a big twist. And for example, for this one of the big twists is we're not gonna get taxes anymore from our population. Usually the more population you have, the more resources you give to them, and in exchange they give you taxes. This won't be the case in this scenario. You can have a huge population and actually make no money at all, because the only way to make money in this scenario is gonna be to sell goods to your traders. In this scenario, we're going to play as Madame Kaina, the trader from the old world, and there's of course a link to the new DLC because we're getting a mission from the Artista collective. Remember, the Artista is the new tier in the new world, the 3rd tier that we're getting of population in the new world. And as their name suggests, they're artists. They want us to retrieve some art, some collections. So to actually win the scenario and get the bronze medal, we're going to have to buy back 3 artifacts from 3 different traders. Then if you want to get the silver medal, you're going to have a certain amount of money in your bank account. And on top of that, to get the gold medal, you're gonna have to have sold 500,000 tons of good across the playthrough. That definitely seems like a lot, so an interesting challenge. But on the other side, contrary to the previous scenarios, there's no time limit for the gold medal or any other conditions. Which means, as they're saying, in theory you have as much time as you want. They do mention that practically due to the changing market condition, you'll still want to tackle your goal in a timely manner, which I think could mean that the market condition gets worse and worse over time. The other element that could be quite important for that gold medal is that apparently the mines are finite and cannot be refilled. We've had finite mines before in the scenarios, but usually there was an item that was enabling you to refill the mine. It seems that maybe in this case you won't be able to do so, and therefore that also gives you a bit of a time limit. If all of the mines across all of the map are empty, then you may be in big trouble. But yes, as I said, the key thing is you're gonna have to trade. You apparently start with a small fleet of 4 ships. You're free to settle across a number of islands. I also showed in the previous episode, there was around 12 islands on the map, it seems. And actually, it seems that the map is slightly randomized. Some of the mines and fertilities are not consistent on restart, so it'll be interesting to see that. But the big thing is indeed that your workers are volunteered, and therefore you won't be able to tax them, so your only source of income is going to be to trade resources, trade excess resources that you're making into the different traders, which are familiar faces like Margaret, Vicente, Carl Leonard, also Yoska, Isabel and Paloma are all on the map. And then the other big change is that the prices for the market apparently won't be constant. You will have events that will change the price. For example, over here they say a fishy business. This is for a time where fish oil can be sold at 250% of its normal price. So you may want to time that, in particular because they say that you'll be provided with a forecast of the next market event, right? So you can prepare, you can stock up on fish before this one and then sell a lot of it, for example. On top of the gold medal, there will be again 3 different badges to get more golden tickets. The first badge is win the scenario with 180 tons of scooters in storage. Scooters is one of those new resources for the Artista, quite a complex one, at least in the base game. So definitely will be interesting to see if that's easy or not to do. Probably not that easy to get 180 ton in storage. Then win the scenario with 100k coins in stock, which it feels like to me is also very similar to the silver medal. And then lastly, win the game with a population of at least 3,000 after surviving 1 hour in volatile markets. And you can definitely see why this third badge may not be that simple, because right, 3,000, that means a lot of resources to feed those people. But remember, they don't give you any taxes. So that means you have a lot of maintenance for all of the buildings that are feeding those people, but you're not getting taxes. So that means you need to produce even more and sell all of this to make sure that you're in positive. And then lastly, another great related news is that in the Grand Gallery, if you don't know what the Grand Gallery is, I have a video on the topic, don't hesitate to check in the video description below. But yes, this Grand Gallery that was introduced in the previous update, now we're getting even more elements into this Grand Gallery. We're getting some new items, Hermene, Gilda di Marcente, which is one that really a lot of people love. On top of that, we're getting an artista portrait if you want to use for your games, and also a few new ornaments like graves, crypt on angels, statues. And now to finish, a 1-minute video from Oli about this scenario. Let's dive in.
Oh, hello! Welcome to the Emporium Exotique, or at least this small little side office here. Anyway, your willingness to assist the great Madame Kahina is very much appreciated, so let me give you a quick briefing for the scenario, Pride and Peddlers as we call it, then we'll get you to your new flagship. You see, while there is a certain trade with artifacts going on that Madame supports, it seems the fee traders of the Empire have taken things a bit too far when it comes to appropriating items of high cultural value. The Artista Collective has reached out to us to help them regain certain artifacts. Alas, only large sums of money will convince those traders to part with them. The solution to this unfortunate situation is trading. Produce and manufacture goods and sell them on the open market to make enough money to buy back these artifacts. But be aware, while the locals seem to be volunteering in droves to support this endeavor, you will not be able to tax them. Instead, you will need to make up for all your expenses by trading. Additionally, the global market is an unsteady thing. Prices and demand can change like the seasons, so make sure to stay on the pulse of the market and adjust your production and trade routes accordingly. Will you take this challenge and support us in this scenario?
1, 2, 3. So it is. Hope you're excited for this fourth scenario, Pride and Peddlers. And if you are, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, because definitely next week, as soon as it's released, you can expect to see probably a live stream and also some videos on the channel, as always, sort of guides and a few let's play to get the gold medal. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.